Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about due diligence. Before you invest in a company or you buy a company, always do your financial and legal due diligence. For goodness sake, if you have the money to buy a company, if you have the money to invest in a company, why can't you spend a bit more to do your financial and legal due diligence? There is no such thing as buying or investing in a company based on trust or based on what the seller has told you. I've got many clients, after investing or buying a company, they found dirt in the company, phantom workers, undisclosed loans, undisclosed debts. They find that the assets are charged to the bank. I had one client, she bought over a spa. She tried to save money by not doing her due diligence. She tried to save on legal fees by not engaging a lawyer to do a proper sale and purchase agreement. She simply did a transfer of shares at Accra and then paid the check to the buyer. And then to her horror, she found that there were many unused spa packages. The customers were coming to her asking to redeem the packages. And in other words, if she did not honor the packages, then she would get sued by the customers. But if she honored the packages, she would be doing the services for free because it was not factored into the purchase price. So in the end, she had to spend more money than what she would have spent on the lawsuit against the seller. Some of you may have seen the recent High Court suit on Dr. GL, where an Indonesian woman invested $2 million in a doctor's brand, called Dr. GL, skincare products. No due diligence was done. There was $2 million and there wasn't even an investment agreement. And apparently, according to the news, the money disappeared. So the Indonesian woman sued the doctor to try to get her monies back. And she said that she invested into a company without an agreement because it was based on trust, because the doctor was a friend, and because she was a doctor. So she was willing to part with $2 million because the company, the cosmetic company, was owned by a doctor. So due diligence can generally be described as a mixture of legal due diligence and financial due diligence. Legal due diligence, which I will discuss later, involves the review of legal documents, high-level review of key legal documents relating to the business like employee supply contracts. Financial due diligence aims to verify the factual accuracy of the financial claims made by the seller. Talk is cheap. The seller can make all kinds of claims. The company makes $1 million a year. The annual net profit after tax is $800,000. The company has 2,000 customers. Talk is cheap. You need an accountant to do financial due diligence to verify all these factual claims. Now, I will next go on to legal due diligence. Legal due diligence helps uncover legal issues that may arise from the company's legal documents. For example, defects in the issue of shares. Shares can be invalidly issued if the relevant Section 121 resolutions are not passed. You can Google Section 121 of the Companies Act. Basically, it's a shareholders' resolution. So if the company secretary forgets to pass the Section 121 resolution, then the issue of the shares are invalidly issued and allotted. You actually have to go to the High Court to rectify it. So this will cost you a lot of money to rectify defective shares. The legal due diligence will also cover outstanding tax owing to the tax authority, liens on assets, charges on assets, unresolved litigation. The company might be involved in lawsuits. Typically, the legal due diligence will do litigation searches to check whether the company was involved or is currently involved in any lawsuits. Environmental violations, employment law violations, there might be The company may be making its employees work overtime without payment. There might be problems in their contract, unusual clauses that are detrimental to the company. Financial due diligence in particular allows the buyer to access all financial aspects of a potential purchase of shares or investment in the company to determine what are the benefits, liabilities, risk, and opportunities are by getting the financial people to check all the records, the financial statements provided by the seller, to check whether they are accurate in all respects, whether there are any hidden debts, liabilities, guarantees, whether the historical revenue and earnings are sustainable in the future too, as represented by the seller. The financial due diligence will also check whether the company has invested to the maximum extent possible in capex. They will also check for liabilities that should have been taken into account but not reported in the financial statements. Another thing that the financial DD will check is the potential future earnings of the company, the quantum of working capital requirements, whether the company has future commitments and contingent liabilities. All this will enable the purchaser or the investor to know whether a fair price is being paid that reflects the true state of the financials of the company. It also helps to determine if the necessary guarantees have been made part of the final sale and purchase agreement, and whether all issues relating to the financials have been addressed and included in the final draft of the sale and purchase agreement for the shares. So thanks for watching this video on due diligence.